I believe we are all live now. Good morning to everyone who's joining us. Regardless where you are, I wish I could see you all, but I think the screen wouldn't be big enough. Good morning from New York and from Prague, actually. My name is Michaela Claudino. I'm the Director of Czech Tourism in New York, and along with my colleague Radka Křížek, we are promoting the Czech Republic from the US, but we also have special co-presenters today from Prague, two gentlemen, Mr. Jan Kozar and Michal Drobik, who are working for the Prague City Tourism and who will be talking specifically about Prague. I believe today's topic and theme is really, aside from being festive, it's actually fun to talk about. It's something we all look forward, especially after 2 years of COVID, and something where Prague and the Czech Republic really stands out. So without any further ado, I will talk about Christmas in the Czech Republic in general, about some traditions, about top Christmas markets in the destination. And then I will pass the word to my colleagues from Prague, who will give you very specific information about Prague Christmas markets this year. So I will start by saying and talking a little bit about the airlift from the United States to Prague. So I'm happy to announce that, as of May 2023, Delta will start offering nonstop flights out of New York to Prague through actually October 28th. So it's a seasonal flight, but they're expanding the services, by more than 2 months actually compared to this year. So we're very happy about it. And I also want to mention that Iceland Air is adding Prague as their destination. So you can now connect very easily actually from Iceland to Prague and from different hubs from the United States. So it's just one more connection to think about in addition to, Lufthansa, British Airways, KLM, etc. So hopefully Prague will be really well connected in the summer, and we're definitely working on more direct connections for the years to come. I also wanted to give you a brief update about some new hotel openings in Prague. Prague has, a lot of different kinds of accommodation. There's a huge variety of hotels, and the number is still growing. So this year we had 2 new hotels opening up, the Andaz by Hyatt, and also the Julius Apartments in Prague. They're actually not far from each other. They're just in the same location, and they're both beautiful properties, slightly different. The Julius Prague is more like an apartment hotel, and Andaz Prague, those of you who know the concept can imagine that is very special and very unique. 2 hotels that we're planning to open up, I would like to mention the Fairmont Golden Prague Hotel, which is the former Interconti. We're all waiting for the hotel to be open. It was supposed to be open in 2023, but I think that the recent date's been 2024. And also the Almanac X Prague, the former Alcron Hotel, will be opening up either next year or in the near future. And, here's my favorite map of the Czech Republic. So I always, just bring this up, show where the location of the destination is. We are in Central Europe, quite small country. We are roughly the size of South Carolina, and the population is 10.5 million people. Capital city is Prague, right here. We're members of the European Union, part of the Schengen zone, but we're still using the Czech crown, which actually is right now pretty good for you because the dollar is strong. So definitely the dollar stretches further. As I mentioned before, great accessibility via air, but also if you're traveling in Europe, you can very easily get to Prague from any major capitals such as Berlin, Munich, Vienna, either by train or by bus. We're a small country, but very diverse. We have 16 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, more than 2,000 castles and chateaus, great spas, great hiking and biking. But today we are here to talk about Christmas markets and Christmas traditions in the Czech Republic. So as I mentioned before, Prague will be really discussed in detail by my colleagues from Prague. So I'm on purpose leaving Prague out, and I will just mention a few other towns that I definitely think are worth visiting. So I have to mention Český Krumlov. Český Krumlov is a town located in the southern part of the Czech Republic in the region called South Bohemia. It's about 2-hour drive. maybe 2.5, depending, probably in the winter, 2.5. And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site with a beautiful castle. And this is how it looks like in the winter. So as a rule of thumb, pretty much every town in the Czech Republic has some kind of Christmas markets, and they do dress up festive for the holidays. But Český Krumlov, just given the history and the architecture, is very unique, and it's beautiful. The Christmas markets are usually in the main squares, but all the major sites are open throughout Christmas, and there's also extra cultural programs. So you can, you can have small concerts on the main squares, etc. So definitely a place to visit. The other place to visit I would recommend is the town called Karlovy Vary, Carlsbad, which is a spa town in the western part of the Czech Republic. It's about an hour and a half from Prague. It's the place where James Bond Casino Royale was filmed, so definitely has this older glamour kind of thing. And the Christmas markets are really amazing there as well. But aside from the Christmas markets, you can also experience, the spa culture. You can do some Christmas pampering. It's a great way of, give this as a Christmas gift to someone and spend a nice weekend. Here you see the Grand Hotel Pup, which is amazingly dressed up for the holidays. They have big Christmas market in front. Small Christmas markets in front of the hotel, but big Christmas tree. You can also visit the Moser factory, which is just outside of the city, and do a little bit more shopping. So that's another town that's definitely worth visiting. And if you're looking a little further sort of southeast, I have to mention Brno, which is my hometown. Brno is about 2.5 hours from Prague, and there are actually 3 Christmas markets in the town. They all have little booths with different crafts, but definitely, with food, with drinks that are typical for the season. I will talk about it a little later on. But as I mentioned before, the major sites are open throughout the holidays, so you can also do some great sightseeing along with Christmas market visiting. Many of you also probably wonder if some of the castles that Czech Republic has, about 2,000 actually, are open during the winter time. So here are just a few that are open during the winter. So the Prague Castle itself, which is the largest castle complex in the world, is open throughout the holidays. You can also visit the Karlštejn Castle, which is about 40 minutes outside of Prague, and you can actually take a train there. It's also open, and very often these castles also have Christmas markets set up in the courtyard. So it's very, very picturesque, very nice. And they also have cultural programs going on. So, don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask. We can send you information on that. And these are just 2 more in the regions that we talked about. Hluboká Castle, probably the most beautiful, or chateau, rather, in the Czech Republic, which is in South Bohemia, or the Gothic Castle of Loket, which is really close to Karlovy Vary, is also amazing place to visit during the holidays. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the Christmas traditions. So there are a few differences when it comes to celebrating Christmas and the holidays in the Czech Republic and in the United States. So we celebrate on the 24th. So we celebrate, really Christmas Eve rather than Christmas Day. So on December 24th, the family, gets together and has a dinner, and the gifts are actually given the day, on the Christmas Eve in the evening. The gifts are actually brought by baby Jesus that we call Ježíšek. So we don't have Santa yet. I certainly hope we will keep our tradition alive. When it comes to food, so you can see that this plate on the upper left side of the picture is something that, it's a typical dinner. So we would eat carp and potato salad. So that would be a typical dish for the 24th. And talking about carp, which you can see here on the picture as well, I think it's very peculiar tradition in the Czech Republic. So at the Christmas markets, you actually can see like big tubs with the carp in them. And families very often go a few days ahead of Christmas and buy either a live carp, or you can buy already, of course, just the meat. If you buy a live carp, the tradition was that the families would bring the fish home, put it in the bathtub, and it would become like a family pet for a few days. And then when the Christmas Eve comes, the father somehow disappears and takes the pet fish with him, and then somehow it ends up on the table later in the evening. So the parents had to do a lot of explaining what happened to the pet, etc. But this is what the tradition or Christmas tradition is and was. Nevertheless, the main dish is carp, potato salad, and a fish soup. We also bake a lot of Christmas cookies, so you can see it here on the picture. Each family has, family recipes, and there could be as many as 15 different kinds of Christmas cookies. So when you go to visit a Czech family during Christmas, you always offered Christmas cookies, and they're always arranged very nicely on a plate, and each family sort of prides with their own recipes. There are, of course, some recipes that are pretty much across the board, but each family has also their own recipe. I forgot to mention that during the Christmas Eve, or during the day of the 24th, you're not actually supposed to eat anything. So you're supposed to fast and only have dinner in the evening. And that's all in order to see a golden piglet towards the end of the evening, meaning that you will probably get rich. Not sure how many people follow that, but the truth is that lunch is not served during the day, and it's rather all about the dinner. When we talk about gifts, I also want to mention a few traditional gifts that are made in the Czech Republic, and that you can also see at the Christmas markets. The Christmas ornaments, that's something that Czech Republic has a long tradition in. And you can either see these Christmas, the Christmas balls or ornaments like this, or you can see these specific, ornaments made out of like glass pearls. They're made in a small town by a company called Rautis, and they're actually on the UNESCO World Heritage List. So you can visit the company, you can see how it's all handmade, and this is something very typical to bring from the Czech Republic. We also have ornaments made out of this corn paste, which is also very nice, and also something to bring back. And one last slide, I just wanted to mention that not a lot of people know about it, but there's a small town in the Czech Republic called Třešť, not very easy to pronounce. It's between Moravia and Bohemia, and this town has been known for over 200 years for, the tradition of building up nativity scenes. So there are families that have been keeping up with this tradition for a number of years, and during the COVID, it was closed, but on a regular year, they would open up their homes. There's about 15 to 20 families who would open up their homes from December 25th to February 2nd each year. And you can walk in and you can admire the amazing craftsmanship that generations of this family put in building these nativity scenes. So these are all handmade, carved from wood, little figures and statues that create this amazing nativity scene. So this is something very unique, and definitely, if you have time, definitely worth visiting, because you see something local and something that I'm pretty sure you wouldn't see anywhere else. So this was very briefly about Christmas traditions. I can't wait to hear all about Prague now. I also wanted to mention that we have a Central Europe Specialist Program that many of you already know. So if you want to become a specialist in Central Europe and learn more about Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary, please do so. Sign up for this program online. And, if you have any questions, we will have a Q&A session after this. You can always reach out to us here in New York, either myself or my colleague Radka Křížek. We're based in New York, and of course happy to help and answer any questions you might have. But now, without any further ado, I will pass the floor to my colleagues from Prague, who will tell you all about Prague Christmas markets and how to celebrate if you go to visit. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Or should I say good afternoon, because it's past 5 p.m. here in Prague, the Czech Republic. My name is Jan, and together with my colleague Michal from Prague City Tourism, we would like to show you what Prague has to offer in the upcoming winter and what Christmas events we are going to make ready for you and your clients, and what our organization Prague City Tourism does and what products we offer to visitors coming to Prague. First, let me start with a short introduction. Just briefly, Prague is the capital of the Czech Republic, as Michaela said. It is a relatively small and intimate city with about 1.3 million inhabitants. It has excellent transportation connections. Michaela mentioned the direct flight coming from New York next summer season again, but we also have pretty good rail connection and road connection with the neighboring countries. Also within the city, the transportation system is well known, and it's very, let's say, easy to use. A day pass for the trams, metro, and buses only costs $5 per day. And regarding infrastructure in Prague, we also have more than 500 hotels here in Prague, more than 50 of them being five-star hotels, one of them being, for example, the Andas already mentioned. And the total capacity for of the accommodation facilities in Prague is over 40,000 rooms or 90,000 beds. Prague is also known for its World Heritage Area listed in the UNESCO list, which comprises more than 850 hectares of Prague's area. And within Prague, you can find more than 70 museums, almost 200 art galleries, 80 theaters, 30 cinemas, and more. And when coming to Prague, you'll most likely experience a lot of history, art, and architecture and gastronomy as well. Now, let me tell you more about Christmas in Prague and the Advent period. The single most traditional event that takes place annually in Prague around the Christmas time are the Christmas markets. It has been now almost 3 years since we last had them take place in Prague, because in the last 2 years there were COVID-related restrictions, so the Christmas markets were not allowed to happen, unfortunately. But this year we are ready to welcome visitors again. All the COVID restrictions have been lifted, so we're very much looking forward to welcoming you in Prague for the Christmas markets from the end of November going on till the beginning of January. The Christmas markets, what can you expect there? Are themed decorations everywhere, Christmas trees on almost all squares and in the streets of the city. You'll also see nativity scenes everywhere, traditional stands offering articles to purchase, such as handcrafted souvenirs, Christmas-related articles such as candles, for example. You can also buy refreshments there, the most traditional being mulled wine, and also roasted chestnuts and gingerbreads and Christmas cookies. Usually there is a wide variety of stands at each of the markets, so it's easy to spend an hour or two there, have fun, and enjoy the unique atmosphere. Now, the individual Christmas markets that are going to take place in Prague this year are listed on this slide. The presentation will be made available to you all, so you'll have the dates available. As a rule of thumb, the Christmas markets usually start at the end of November when the Advent period starts, and they last until either the Christmas Eve or the beginning of January. As you probably know, the largest Christmas market in Prague is located at Old Town Square. This is what it looks like. It is located right by the astronomical clock on the famous Old Town Hall, and it is the biggest one and the most famous one with the most offerings. Then this is a detail what the stands usually look like. It's very intimate, nice atmosphere, and this is why it's also very popular with families with children. And this is an example of one of the smaller Christmas markets, which are also advisable to visit because, of course, everyone wants to visit the Old Town Square Christmas market, but it's also good to see one of the smaller ones to meet locals and maybe find something unique and interesting that you wouldn't find at the bigger markets. Then what is also a traditional thing for the Czech Republic, as Michala already mentioned, are the nativity scenes. There are also some exhibitions of nativity scenes coming up in Prague this winter. Again, they start around the last weekend in November, and you can visit them all the way to the beginning of January next year. These are some recommendations that offer the most nativity scenes in one place, such as the Bethlehem Chapel or the Church of Our Lady of the Snows. Usually there are tens or hundreds of nativity scenes, such as this one. They are made of various things, such as wood or resin. They can be made out of glass or even gingerbread, for example. So a very interesting thing to see. And again, if the weather is not the best, maybe, or if you like to just stay in a warmer place for a while, it's definitely worth it to visit one of these nativity scenes exhibitions. Now, what else do we have in Prague ready for the Christmas period? One of the attractions is the historic scenic tram, line 42. This is a product which has been running all year round, and it's going to continue next year too, but only in the Christmas period. Again, from the end of November until the beginning of January, you'll see the tram festively decorated with lots of lights, and this is again a nice contribution to the general atmosphere that you'll be able to experience in Prague. The scenic tram, line 42, it's a one-way circle line going around the city center, basically covering all what you would like to see in the center of Prague. It is a hop-on, hop-off tram, so it's based on a similar principles as the traditional hop-on, hop-off buses, but tram is the most authentic means of transportation in Prague, so that's why it was decided to launch such a product. There is a 24-hour pass available on the tram, which allows you to ride the tram for a 24-hour period, unlimited, and it costs just $10. The tram runs every 40 minutes around the center, and you'll be able to see Prague from a different perspective. The operation time of the tram 42 is Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. On work days, you can otherwise use the traditional public transportation. This is one more picture of what the historic festive tram looks like. It's really a nice place to be, and again, a warmer place than just walking in the streets. Then what else do we have? What is a traditional activity in Prague during the winter, not just in Prague, but in the Czech Republic in general, is ice skating. That's why we have several ice skating rinks available to the general public. Again, one example would be the Letná Park rink, opening at the beginning of December. Everyone can join and rent the equipment there, so it's very again for sport fans, it's a very nice recommendation how to spend time in the evening in the city. Another interesting thing is the traditional lamp lighting on the Charles Bridge. Charles Bridge is the oldest bridge in Prague. It connects the old town to the lesser town, so both most historic parts of the city center. And again, in the Christmas period, from the end of November, every day you'll be able to see a lamplighter light these gas lamps in a traditional way that has been used for hundreds of years. And this is what you can't see anywhere else in the city, just on the Charles Bridge at dusk every day. Then the last thing I would like to talk about regarding events linked to the Advent period is the Christmas World, located near the Vltava River. It's the venue is called Žluté Lázně. Again, the name is listed in the presentation, which you'll have available. And the Christmas World is a park of Christmas decorations, again, mostly lights. So it's best to visit it in the afternoon. And this is already open now and is going to be open to the end of the year, every day from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's not very far from the city center. It's just a 15-minute tram ride. So again, something worth considering if you're visiting, for example, with children, or if you like the general Christmas atmosphere. Now, the last topic I would like to cover before handing the word over to Michal would be traditional gifts from Prague, as there is usually a Christmas collection coming to the Christmas markets every year, and our company, Prague City Tourism, has also prepared a collection of authentic merchandising for the season. This is, for example, the mugs that you can see in the picture, but we have more, and the main idea behind these is to support local artists, to focus on authenticity, sustainability, and traditions. Another example of the seasonal merchandising would be the Christmas cards and the Christmas scented candles. Again, a very nice addition to the Christmas atmosphere. And this would be all from my side. Thank you for your attention, and I'll be handing the word over to Michal, who will talk in detail about what Prague City Tourism does and what products we offer to visitors coming to Prague.
All right. Good morning from my side as well. I have to say it's strange to say good morning from Prague, where it's completely dark already. But anyway, Good morning. Thanks, Michaela and Jan for showing all the content about the Christmas in Prague and the markets. And I have to say that being from Prague and living here, it every year surprises me how Prague changes during the Christmas period. It really gets beautiful with all the decorations and the Christmas markets, and just walking with a cup of hot wine in the Prague streets and enjoying the atmosphere is really amazing. We'll actually play some short videos in the end to show you the Christmas atmosphere. But now I would continue with telling you a little bit about what we do at the Prague City Tourism, what products and services we offer, and how we could partner, when supporting your businesses, when offering Prague as a destination to visit to your clients. So Prague City Tourism is the official DMO of Prague. So we are responsible for the destination marketing and management. Currently we are running two major campaigns. The first one is called Stay in Prague. We cooperate in the campaign with the Prague Airport and also Association of Hotels and Restaurants here, and it tries to present Prague as a cultural place, as a place where you have history on every corner. We present the historical monuments, but also the living aspects of the city. And the campaign is actually completely online. The second campaign, Enjoy Respect Prague, is trying to educate Prague visitors in order to be more understanding when it comes to how to visit the city, how to behave here in the city towards the locals, because of course Prague would have a reputation, especially on some markets, as like a drinking destination. So we try to change it and educate the visitors of the city. Of course, we support tourists with information about the destination, about Prague. We run the official destination website. It's called prague.eu. It's a great source of information, any information you might want to know about the city. Also, social media, so the profiles of the city, the social media, and maps and brochures for the visitors. We represent Prague at different tourism events and also MICE events. So we cooperate closely with Prague Convention Bureau, which you might know, if the MICE would be your specialization. And there's also a possibility to partner not only with us, but also with the Prague Convention Bureau in that field. We operate 5 tourist information centers, 2 at the Prague Airport and 3 in the city center, and work very closely with the tourism entrepreneurs and businesses here, especially working closely with Prague hotels, restaurants, cultural venues, and providers of different tourism experiences. Then further on, we actually operate 8 historic sites here in Prague, mostly visited sites such as Old Town Hall, the towers of the Charles Bridge, Petřín Tower, Petřín Mirror Maze, Powder Tower, and some more. We've been the operator of these historic sites since 2 years ago, and we can also, support you with, for example, discounted tickets to the historical sites, and we can organize special visits of these places, including some really like exclusive ways of how to visit these venues where the common visitor doesn't get access. Well, we also run guided tours, regular walking tours here in the city center and in the Jewish town. Happen every day, but we also offer, like private tailored tours for the groups, so we can pretty much organize any type of tour here in Prague, whether it's in the center or in the suburbs, or whether it's like a team focused. Since we are a certification authority here in the city center when it comes to the guides, we try to keep the highest quality of the guiding services here in the Prague. Well, last but not least, I would talk about the official tourist city card, which is called Prague Visitor Pass. So I would dedicate a little bit more time to this product because it's the only official city card that you might find here in Prague at the moment. Project that started last June, so it's quite new, but so far so good. We have quite good results and reviews also from the card users. We try to innovate the tourism industry with the card and bring some comprehensive product and complex product for the Prague visitors, trying to motivate the visitors of the city to stay here a little bit longer by communicating all the variety of the experiences that you can get in the city, all the venues that you can visit, and show that there is really broad offer of what to do and see in Prague. Well, in general, of course, the average time spent for one visit is decreasing. So we believe that this product can actually really motivate the visitors to stay longer. And last but not least, we collect data and analyze them since we're responsible for destination management. Prague Visitor Pass is all inclusive city card. So it means that once you buy the card, you get free entries to the venues, to the experiences. So you don't have to pay anything more after. What's important, you get unlimited travel on Prague public transport with the card. It's the only card that offers that. We cooperate with the Prague transportation company in order to offer this benefit to the card users. Well, here you can see what's included on the card. So this is like most popular attractions and experiences. All the major venues that the tourists want to see when they come to Prague: Prague Castle, Jewish Town, Prague Zoo and Botanical Gardens, all the Prague Towers, and also venues that are a little bit outside of the center. There's heaps of museums, galleries. At the moment, it's more than 65 attractions included in the card. And there are also experiences. So you can actually take a sightseeing cruise on Vltava River. You can, join a guided walking tour with the official license tourist guide here in the city center. You can, get a ticket for the scenic historical tram number 42 that Jan mentioned before. And newly, you can also go to see ice hockey. So there are ice hockey matches of the local club, which is called Prague, Sparta Prague. So that's at the moment the only club that plays Extraliga, as we call it. So it's something quite interesting to see, since ice hockey, of course, is the national sport for the Czechs. The Prague Visitor Pass is available at 3 variations. So there's 48, 72, and 120 hours versions. I say the hours because it really has the format of the hours, which is more beneficial for the users, because for the visitors, because they actually get the clean time after they activate the card, not only the calendar days, So for example, if the tourists come to Prague Friday afternoon, activates the card, he can use it until Sunday afternoon. With usually with the cards that work for the calendar days, he would only use it Friday and Saturday, not anymore on Sunday. So this is another benefit of the Prague Visitor Pass. There's adult, student, and child version, and the card has 2 formats that you can choose from. There is a chip card, so it's contactless chip card that can also serve later as a souvenir that you would bring from Prague. The second format is fully virtual. We call it ePass. It's basically a QR code in a mobile application. So it's sustainable. It's easy to use on your phone. You can navigate around the city in the application. It's very, I would say, customer friendly. Well, when it comes to the visual presentation of the card, it's really like one of the biggest products at the moment for us. It has its own marketing, communication, and visual presentation. So its own website, praguevisitorpass.eu, same name of the mobile application, social media profiles, and we support the card users also with printed maps, so they really can get a good experience. If you happen to come to Prague, I've seen in the chat that some of you already wrote it, might be coming to Prague soon. So we will have cooperation with the Prague airport in order to present the visual content at the airport directly. So there will be like the big banners at the arrival gate and some city lights presentation. This is just an example of what it could look like. I believe that right now we got to the sales to the second phase of the sales strategy, which means that we cooperate with the tour operators and DMC's travel agents. We see the card as a quite good product that can be also interesting for the groups visits, which is more relevant for this presentation. And there are several versions of how we could actually partner when it comes to the card offer. There is a commission sale, which means that we would give you like a login into the website of the card, into the eShop, and then you can directly create and give the Prague Visitor Pass vouchers to your clients and get a commission for a sale as well. That's, let's say, the active sale. But there is also, let's say, the passive way, which is communicating, link, for example, with emailing. If you keep in touch with your customers, you would communicate that they can buy the card with a special discount. So we would actually create a special code for your clients, and they can get a discount when buying the card. And we see that it was your client using the code and purchasing the visitor pass, and give you also commission for that. So that's another way. Of course, I would say that there is even a third way, which is simply that we would get in touch and we would prepare the amount of the cards that you would need for you or for your clients after they arrive. For example, at the information stand at the Prague airport. So there's pretty much anything we can think of the cooperation, but these are the main ways of how to cooperate when it comes to the Prague visitor pass. Of course, regarding the other products that I mentioned, we can also be here as your contact, whether it's the guided tours, whether it's the visits of the historical sites that I mentioned, or for example, organizing some special program for our clients here in the city, including transportation around the city. So this would be about Prague city tourism, about what we do, what products we have, how we could partner. And I believe that now would be good time to play the videos, so reconnect with the Christmas atmosphere that we've already presented you, and also show it with the videos. So I'm going to play it. We have two. One is showing the Christmas Prague, and the other one will show Christmas in Czech Republic. Okay, sweet. So that was the Prague one, and there we go with the second one.
Let me take you on a journey to a land far, far away, where in winter everything is magic. I promise you'll want to stay.
So I hope everyone enjoyed the presentation and you got all excited about going to Prague for Christmas and for holidays. I think that a lot of you, based on the chat, are planning a trip with a group or on your own. I'm actually going to go as well with a small group this year, so I can't wait. But my colleague Radka actually monitored the chat, and I think she might pick a few questions that we're repeating, or something that we want to discuss while we have everybody still in the on the webinar. So Radka, maybe I'll leave it up to you now with some of the questions.
Yeah, now most of the question will be probably for Honza and Jan. So the question is, does the Christmas market stalls accept euros or credit cards? That was one of the questions.
In general, it's good to bring some Czech crowns in cash to the Czech Republic. Nowadays, the Christmas markets in the main places, such as the Old Town Square, usually take credit cards, even foreign currencies such as euros. But it's best to have some cash in Czech crowns ready in case the individual stand doesn't take cards.
I'm just gonna follow up. There was another question if I should bring the change. So you can actually pay in euro in most of the shops, but be prepared that you get back change in Czech crowns, so not in euro. So you can pay in euro, but you will receive your change in a local currency. So another question is the scenic tram only operates on Saturday and Sunday?
The scenic tram number 42 operates only on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And within the 24-hour pass, you can, for example, start at noon on Saturday, and the ticket will be valid until the same time on Sunday. So you can split the rides between the 2 days. And there was another question about where the tram goes. So it also goes to the Prague Castle. It stops just by the castle, the closest you can get by a tram. And it also goes to the river. It goes through Wenceslas Square, Republic Square. So all the stops are centrally located.
So where does the train start? On Wenceslas Square, Honza?
Well, it's a circle line, so it doesn't matter where you decide to get on. You could get on at any of the stops. We'll share the link to the timetable in the presentation. And once you get on board, there will be a conductor present, and that's where you can buy tickets using either Czech crowns in cash or your credit card.
Okay, thank you. Another question was on the visitor pass. What is the cost for adult and for the child?
All right. Maybe just I will add one more information when it comes to the tram and what days it goes. So that's the weekends. However, during the summer months, so July, August, we usually operate the tram Thursdays and Fridays. It's just that probably in the summer it will be more days on. But right now we are in November, so of course that's the weekend, and the Prague Visitor Pass. So of course, we start at close to 85 euros, if I'm correct. For the adult, a little bit less actually. For the 2 days, for the 8 hours for adult, and then the student is 75% of the price, and child 50%, of the adult price. So, but of course, the specific prices will be handed to you in handouts in the presentation. So there will be more information, of course.
Mm-hmm. And do you offer any travel agents comp or discounts of the Prague Visitor Pass?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Of course, when it comes to cooperation with travel agents, tour operators, we want to do this type of B2B cooperation at of course better conditions for the partners. So there will be opportunity to offer the card at discounted price towards the clients, definitely.
So the travel agent should directly reach you or Honza, Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. This is great opportunity to actually get in touch and we would give you more information. We would tell you a little more about the specific ways of how we can partner when selling the Prague Visitor Pass, and we would also discuss the conditions. But we are ready to, of course, give some better price and also commissions from the sales.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Last question, probably, what is the best time to visit the Czech Republic? I think it's any month is good to visit. I mean, each actually, summer, spring, or winter has its own charm, as you see the Christmas time. But if you would like to say my personal opinion, I like the Christmas time and spring, which is like April, May. I don't know, my colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year-round destination. So really the weather is very similar to East Coast in the United States. So there were questions about the weather. I mean, the weather is a little bit unpredictable these days, but very similar to New York. So very popular time to go is from, I would say, mid-April all the way through mid-October, and then the Christmas time usually. That's my experience. Also, there was one question: when is the lighting ceremony for the tree? So I actually had to look it up now. I confess I didn't know. So the lighting ceremony is actually the day when the Christmas markets open, which is November 26th in the afternoon. So that's when the official opening is. And I don't think we mentioned this also enough, but there's a lot of culture happening during Christmas time. So don't hesitate to go visit a concert. There's concerts outdoors, but we have amazing theaters. There are concerts in churches across the city, and with the very festive and beautiful programs and very good value for the money. So very affordable as well. So, and for Czechs, this is something that goes hand in hand. I mean, there's Christmas time. A lot of Czechs just go to the theater, go see a concert, just really take in all the culture that we have to offer.
Okay, and see another question on the Catholic Christmas Mass offering. So I believe that Prague or the EU is gonna have this information on their website where to go on the Christmas Mass.
We'll share a link again in the presentation about masses in Prague. There are hundreds of Catholic churches located all around the center of Prague, so it's not difficult to find one for the Christmas Mass. So yeah, we'll provide the information when we send the presentations.
Yeah, we got two specific questions, if you can share the list of DMCs and some of the restaurants, so you can, we can share it in the follow-up email, or you can reach us directly, me or Michaela, and we are happy to share some, a list of DMCs and restaurants. So I'll go over the question in the chat. There is a question. Juliana would love to go on FEM, but are there river cruises that would work with a visit to Prague before or after? That would be probably more.
Yeah, I mean, as I wrote in the chat, most European river cruises do offer extensions to Prague. Pretty much everybody who's near the Czech Republic, who brings their clients near the Czech Republic, they do pre or post in Prague. So all the river cruises, and actually the Asta River Cruise Expo is coming to Budapest in March again. and we're planning on offering a FAM as well to the Czech Republic just prior to the ESTA. So Prague is extremely popular as a pre or post cruise destination. Yeah, we will get the transcript from all the questions. So whatever we haven't answered, I think we're just a little 1 minute over an hour. Whatever we haven't answered now, we'll make sure we get back to you by email. So don't worry, we will not neglect your questions, and we will get back to you.
So there's one last question from Debbie. If I'm there not on Saturday, Sunday, what tram route would you recommend? I think it's the tram 22. Am I right?
Yes, exactly, Radka. It's the 22 line that goes again across the city center all the way to Prague Castle. But there are many tram lines that you can use for transportation within the center. It can be tram 17 going along the river, for example, or the 23 tram, which has a similar route as the 22. But again, it depends where you need to get. It's also nice if you have the day pass for public transportation in Prague. It's really easy to just hop on a tram, go a couple of stops, and that can then get off again to visit something interesting in the neighborhood. So basically, all the trams go across the city center at some point on their route. So, but 22, 23, and 17 can be the three most popular lines in the city.
Yeah, but I would even recommend, getting the Prague Visitor Pass for the weekend and not worry about which tram to take, because you can take any tram, including the historical tram, and have everything, sorted with just one purchase.
All right. So I think we're sort of wrapping up here. I would like to thank everybody for joining us. I would like to thank my colleagues in Prague, Jan and Michal, for wonderful information they gave us about the city of Prague. I would like to thank my colleague Radka for monitoring and coordinating everything, and mostly, all the travel advisors who logged in and, hopefully got into the Christmas spirit, and we'll be offering and selling Prague more and more, because it's definitely a destination that doesn't disappoint. People come back excited. People come back really ready to see more. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You will get a recording of this webinar. We will also send the handouts, and we will be in touch. So thank you again. Happy Thanksgiving first, and then happy holidays if we don't see you or hear from you. Thank you again. Bye-bye.